Hello, welcome back. This is special book review for spin tag number 4, which was 2 books. The 2 books made for an interesting back-to-back reading experience. The first one being Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's The Lost World, the original, and Erich von Däniken's Chariots of the Gods. So we have your fiction and your quote-unquote non-fiction. The Lost World I originally picked up after, I guess, discovering Michael Crichton's Lost World novel. So when I saw this as the original, I thought, ooh, get to that eventually. And much like Michael Crichton's Lost World, it took me a while to finish this one for a weird reason. I'd started reading this one, much like I'd started reading the beginning of Lost World, Michael Crichton. For some reason, I just stopped and didn't pick it up for a long time. It was like, got like 2 or 3 chapters in and then just set it aside to read something else and then forgot I was reading it. Because both times I had to restart. Not saying that this was very slow to start. It's a good, smooth, quick pace to it. And for Chariots of the Gods, I found this kind of randomly at the college bookstore. And I remembered seeing this title in connection to being one of the inspirations for the series Stargate, or the movie Stargate, and, you know, the series afterward. So I was curious to see what this was about, but got it. Ended up on my shelf and hasn't been read until now. I'll come back to this one in just a moment. Of course, going into reading The Lost World, or finally completing The Lost World, I'd seen 2 adaptations, filmed adaptations, one being a TV miniseries that had, was it Matthew Rhys and Bob Hoskins as the leads, and the other one was the Alien Voices production that starred many Star Trek actors, including John Delancey, Ethan Phillips, Armin Shimmerman, Roxanne Dawson, Dwight Schultz, and of course Leonard Nimoy. It was sort of a radio show style, done live in front of an audience on a stage, you know, with sound effects going on. It's very, very cool. If you ever get a chance, if you ever find it, it's a lot of fun. Though what's interesting about both of those adaptations is they added an extra female character element to it, because really in the novel there's only 2 females. One sort of gets our lead character, Edward Malone, going on his adventures into the unknown, and the other being the somewhat suffering yet strong wife of Professor Challenger. I don't know, one adaptation it was Challenger's daughter that was changed. In the Alien Voices they had Professor Summerlee be a female, which I think works better. So of course, needless to say, I knew exactly what I was going to go into when I picked this up. It is what it is. It's a product of its time. Doyle no doubt used whatever scientific information was available to him at the time, plus his imagination, to create an adventure that is serious, but doesn't take itself too seriously. Example, one way they're trying to escape this lost world is essentially a hot air balloon. A wild adventure into a strange mountain world within the middle of the Amazon, home to dinosaurs that resemble T-Rexes, Stegosaurus, and definitely pterodactyls, an indigenous population that wandered in, as well as a very early hominid type. Doyle is very great at not over-explaining things in this. I think that would have taken away a lot from the adventure aspect of it. Just enough to let the reader experience things through basically Malone's eyes as he's traveling with Challenger and Roxton and Summerlee into this strange land, and of course making mistakes and I think nearly dying a couple of times. Each character is distinct, their role in the story is clear. Challenger's the dreamer with the ideas and the knowledge. Summerlee's the skeptic that needs to be turned. Roxton is sort of the muscle, and Malone is not quite the everyman, but the more inexperienced person, but he's also their scribe, as he's a reporter. It also has a nice sort of open end to it, so if somebody ever wanted to do a sequel to The Lost World, there's that possibility available. Fast forward 60 some odd years into the future, 1968 to be exact, we have, again, Erich von Däniken's Chariots of the Gods. The premise behind the book is that ancient aliens came to Earth, interacted with prehistoric peoples, either influencing them, interbreeding with them, sort of shaping how the world progressed in technology and theology and religion and all ways of life. Yeah. I have a feeling Däniken read some ideas and sort of built his own theory around those ideas. And what he's basically done here is taking you, the reader, we the readers, on a wild ride through his theory and his idea. Probably best if you don't take the contents too seriously, but it is a fascinating read. And the idea itself is intriguing and definitely thought-provoking, and yeah. As is the author's enthusiasm, which comes across very strongly in this book. Out of curiosity, I did look at some reviews and thoughts on Goodreads. I have a feeling some people don't realize just how old this book was, i.e. 1968. We had not landed on the moon yet. Yeah, much like The Lost World, Chariots of the Gods is very much a product of its time. And hey, it's influenced a lot of people. All I have to do is look at the History Channel's Ancient Aliens program, which I have. It's interesting. I'm also rather impressed that he included a bibliography, because I think if somebody who hadn't taken this theory seriously would have left it out, or would have made it much briefer. And I guess the last thing I'll say about this book is, again, it's not really about the proofs, it's more about the ideas. The idea that something like an alien visiting Earth in the past, sort of accidentally or purposefully shaping humanity or the world, and yeah, an idea that can really never be proved. And I'd also say that the ultimate message is, don't let established ways of thought prevent you from exploring your own ideas in different ways that some might look at as strange and unusual, because it might produce results that are beneficial or extraordinary, or at least entertainment. The Lost World and Chariots of the Gods, both are far from perfect, but they are perfectly entertaining, and definitely great food for thought as well. Hope you enjoyed this little 2-book book review. If you did, don't forget to like. If you want more, subscribe. Do whatever you want. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.